Hi guys, it's me Dinesh Chandu. Today I'm going to introduce you the world's best Indian epic Mahabharat. In this video, I'm going to tell you about when Mahabharat happened, who wrote Mahabharat and into how many parvas or books it was written. I will briefly explain the Mahabharat. That means I will bring approximately 250 videos and the duration of each video will be about the 10 minutes. The main message of Mahabharat is to establish dharma on the earth. According to Panchama Vedas of India, we have 4 yugas or eras. They are number 1, Krita Yuga, which is also known as Satya Yuga. Second one is Treta Yuga. Third one is Dwapara Yuga, in which Lord Sri Krishna lived. And the fourth one is Kali Yuga. This is the Yuga in which we are presently living. Mahabharat belongs to Hinduism, which is one of the religions in India. Mahabharat was written by Vyasa, who is also a major character in Mahabharat. Vyasa wrote Mahabharat before it was held. That means one day Vyasa is sleeping. In his dream, he sees his descendants are killing themselves in the battlefield. He is shocked and wakes up. He is totally confused, thinking, how can I have descendants while I am a sage? He slowly closes his eyes. With his foreknowledge, he sees what is going to be happened. With his foreknowledge, he visits the future, and in that future, he sees all Mahabharat. Then, he decides to write that story, naming Mahabharat. Vyasa prays to Vinayaka and requests Vinayaka to write Mahabharat under his supervision. Then, Vinayaka writes fastly what Vyasa says. Mahabharat was originally written in Sanskrit in 18 books or parvas as 1 lakh verses or poems. It was written in the Dwapara Yuga itself. The following are the 18 books of Mahabharat. First one is Adi Parva. It explains the birth of Kuru rulers and their early life. Second one is Sabha Parva. It explains the incidents of Assembly Hall, the game of dice, the disturbing of Pandava's wife Draupadi, and their exile from Hastinapur. Third one is Vanaparva, which is also known as Aranya Parva. It explains 12 years of Pandava's exile in the forest. Fourth one is Virata Parva. It explains how Pandavas spent 1 year incognito at the court of Virata. Fifth one is Udyoga Parva. In this book, preparations for war and efforts to bring peace between Kauravas and Pandava sides, which eventually failed or explained. Sixth one is Bhishma Parva. It explains the first part of the great battle with Bhishma as commander for the Kaurava army and his fall on the bed of arrows. Seventh one is Drona Parva. This is the book of the Guru Drona. The battle continues with Drona as commander of the Kauravas army. This is the major book of the war because most of the great warriors on both sides are dead by the end of the book. Eighth one is Karna Parva. This is the book about great warrior Karna. The battle continues with Karna as commander of the Kauravas army after the death of Guru Drona. Ninth one is Shalya Parva. This is the book about Shalya. It explains the last day of battle between Bhima and Duryodhan. Tenth one is Saptika Parva. In this book, Ashwadhama, Kripa and Kritavarma kill the Pandavas army in their sleep. Only 7 warriors remain on Pandava's side and 3 on Kaurava's side. 11th one is Sri Parva. It's a book about women. In this book, women of Kauravas and Pandavas lament about the dead, and Gandhari curses Krishna for the massive destruction. 12th one is Shanti Parva. It's a book about the peace. In this book, Yudhishthira becomes the king of Hastinapur and he takes instruction from Bhishma to lead Hastinapur. 13th one is Anushasana Parva. It's a book of final instructions from Bhishma. 14th one is Ashwamedhika Parva. It's a book of the horse sacrifice. The royal ceremony of Ashwamedha conducted by Yudhishthira is written. 15th one is Ashramavasika Parva. It's a book of hermitage. In this book, the eventual deaths of Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and Kunti in a forest fire when they are living in hermitage in the Himalayas are written. Vidura pre-releases them and Sanjaya, on the bidding of Dhritarashtra, goes to live in the higher Himalayas. 16th one is Mausala Parva. In this book, the eventual destructions of Yadavas by the Gandhari's curse are written. 17th one is Mahaprasthaniki Parva. This is the book of the great journey of Yudhishthira, his brothers and their wife Draupadi across the whole country. And finally, it explains their ascent of Himalayas where each of them falls except Yudhishthira. 18th one is Swargarohana Parva. This is the book of the ascent to the heaven. Along with these 18 books or parvas, we need to discuss about one more book, that is Harivamsam. It's a related book to the 18 parvas of Mahabharat. It covers the life of Krishna, which is not covered in 18 parvas of Mahabharat. Mahabharat was translated into different languages. Mainly, it was translated into Telugu, which is one of the Indian languages, by the 3 Telugu poets. They are number 1, Nannaya Bhattu. He is also known as Nannaya, who belongs to 11th century. He translated Mahabharat, Adi Parva and Sabha Parva completely into Telugu and Vanaparva incompletely. Second poet is Tikkana Somayaji. He is also known as Tikkana. He belongs to 13th century. He translated last 15 books, that means from Virata Parva to Swargarohana Parva into Telugu. But he did not translate the half-finished Vanaparva. And the third poet is Erra Pragada, who is also known as Errana. He belongs to 14th century. He translated the half-finished Vanaparva into Telugu and he also translated Harivamsam. And these 3 Telugu poets are famously known as Kavitrayam. Hence, this is the introduction of Mahabharat, and stay tuned for more videos, guys.